Hi and welcome back to Detailing World, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the difference between waxing and polishing. Hi, welcome back to Detailing World. If this is your first time here, my name's Matt, and as I say, today we're going to be talking about the differences between polishing and waxing a car. Now the short version is polishing is a process to remove defects and get the paint looking as shiny as possible, and waxing, not that kind of waxing. Waxing is there to add a layer of protection to your vehicle after you've done the polishing process. Before getting into it, if you are new here and you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing and give this video a like as well. So yeah, as I just touched on there, polishing is a process of removing defects. Now, there are several kinds of polishers and you can see some lined up behind me just here. So yeah, generally speaking then, there are three types of polishers and a couple of others. And these are usually compounds, polishers and finishing products. Now the compounds, they usually work with a rotary, sometimes with a DA, and a suitable pad as well. And compounds are there to remove severe swirl marks, scratches, etching, most of the major paint defects, sanding marks as well, that's another one. So major paint defects where you think you're close to maybe needing a respray or something. Compounding, and that is a phrase again you'll hear, compounding will basically take away several microns of the lacquer, enough to get level the paint down and remove the scratches within the lacquer in the clear coat itself. So then after you've compounded, you would then use a polishing polish, and that's the one that really does bring the shine. So the compound may end up leaving you with buffer trails and sort of inflicted defects you've caused yourself, but that's just because of the nature of the compounded product. As I say, you will then go on to a polishing, which will then bring that shine and the gloss back into the paintwork. So once you've done with the polishing stage, we'll then move on to a finishing product, and typically a finishing pad. And this is exactly what it sounds like. This finishes off the paintwork so it looks flawless and really glossy and just as though it's just come out of a paint booth. This is there to remove any self-inflicted buffer trails or holograms you may have caused. And basically clean up the entire car, bring it back, and yeah, that's when your car starts to look like a mirror then. Those three products there that I mentioned, as you can guess, they typically require some sort of machine, so usually a rotary or a DA polisher. There are other products, this is what I was referring to earlier, that there's a couple of others, all-in-ones which are designed by hand, paint cleansers, paint rejuvenators, all sorts of different names, but nearly everyone makes their own version of one of these products. One here, and this is not sponsored by the way, is an Autoglim Super Resin Polish, been around forever. So this one basically, it's got good filling capabilities. So if you're in a position where you can't or you don't have access to a machine polisher, or you just really don't want to take a machine to your car, then something like Autoglim Super Resin Polish, that's great. You can apply it with an applicator pad or a microfiber cloth, apply that to your car. It will fill in these swirls, so it won't remove them technically, but it'll fill them, which is, in theory, it's masking it. You will put a coat of polish or a glaze over that, and that locks that in, and basically it's good for a couple of months, depending on the manufacturer and your prep work beforehand. So yeah, they're the main types of polishers that you'll be using. So moving on to waxes then, or should I say LSPs, last stage products. There's a lot of options these days. Many years ago, it just used to be Carnauba based waxes. That was the main option that people went down for protecting the car after. Nowadays you've got ceramic coatings, you've got sealants, you've got Carnauba based waxes, you've got hybrid waxes. There's plenty of choice now, and a lot of manufacturers now are bringing out just basically spray and seal. So yeah, again, Autoglim and Meguiar's, they've released product recently where you can apply through a snow foam lance or spray it on all over the car whilst wet, rinse it off, and you're protected for 3, 4, 5 weeks, if not months more down the road. So yeah, the reason we have waxes and last stage products then is they're there to provide a protective barrier over the clear coat that you've just spent hours or days polishing and making it look as shiny as possible. You put a coat of wax over the top, and that helps in several ways. So it's got hydrophobic properties, so the water beads up and then just rolls off, usually trapping the dirt within it as well. It also helps resist against bird mess, if you happen to leave that on your car. It's not impenetrable, so get it off there as quickly as possible, but it does help and it buys you some time there. It helps protect against acid rain again. It's not impenetrable, but it helps. And just general road grime, it makes future washes and maintenance of your car that much easier. So yeah, just a quick recap there then. Polish and waxing. Polishing, that is a process. As I say, that's to remove any defects, make your car looking as shiny and as perfect as possible. And waxing, it's still a process, but it's more of a product that you just apply over the top afterwards, and that maintains the car's shine and keeps it looking good for weeks and months down the road. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, please feel free to share this around with friends and family that may be interested. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.